Hello everyone, Haggis here with Just a Bunch of Nerds, and I'm bringing you another episode of Haggis Toy Box. On today's episode, we're bringing you Funko's Legacy Collection, Wave 2, figure number 7 of the Game of Thrones line, Jaime Lannister. Packaging we get is the same as we received in Wave 1. We've got the house sigil on the bottom, the number of the figure on the top here, Game of Thrones logo, a nice open boxed face. On this side is just more of the open box. On that side you got the logo again, or the sigil, the logo and his name. On the back we got a movie still of Nikolai Coster-Waldau. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. I'm probably incorrect. And a list of all the figures that came out in Series 2. That's a quick look at the packaging. Let's get them open and take a look at the figure. Now that we got them out of pack, let's take a closer look at the figure. There's only two problems so far that I've come across with. The figure is molded beautifully, as is the rest of the line. They're keeping up that good standard. You can see all the scales in his armor, the engravings on his breastplate. The likeliness to the actor is pretty on there. Looks a little weird from the side, but that could just be me. For articulation, his head is on a ball joint, so he can look all over the place. His shoulders are on a ball joint as well. His armor is soft plastic, so you can get it going. His elbow is on a ball and socket as well. You can move. This armor is soft as well, but so you could get it around like that. Same thing with the other arm. He doesn't have. He's got somewhat of a waist, but that's just more of his legs moving. His hip are on a ball joint, so he's got some decent movement there. His knee is double jointed. When you first get it out, the bottom joint is pretty good. The top joint is a little tight, so you might want to work with that a little bit gently. His no thigh, it's just his leg or shin movement. His foot's on a ball joint. He's got a pretty good rocker, so you can get him into some good sword fighting poses. Oh, and I forgot that his wrist also swivels. The two problems I got with the figure is his hands are molded. The thumb and the index finger, they're molded together, and it's hard to get the hilt through that. Like, it's virtually impossible. And this sword is done beautifully. The paint apps are good. It's molded pretty good. But most of the time, unless you snip this, you have to take some snippers and get in there and snip it, and then you could pry his fingers open to get the sword in there. But that's the only way you're going to be able to get his sword in there. The other problem I have with the figure is I don't like the way they've been doing these scabbard belts. They're pretty flimsy, and as you can see, mine snapped right at the belt. So you just got to be careful. If it does snap, it's just a quick, get some super glue, hold it in there for a while, keep it in there. The cape is done in a nice soft plastic, so you got some flow there. He's a very decent figure, despite those two problems. I'm probably going to snip his fingers so he can hold his sword and put him in some sword fighting poses with the other characters. Another little problem I have with it is the cape, although it's a soft plastic, it tends to push him forward, so you'll have to maneuver the cape to get him into a standing pose, or he'll just keep toppling over. For size comparison, he's a 6-inch figure, so he's about the same size as our usual model, Carnage, for standing in for size comparison. I just can't get him to stand, so I'll just hold him. So he's A little bit smaller, but a good size comparison. Overall, this is a great figure. I'm happy to add it to my collection of Game of Thrones figures. I'd like to thank you for watching. I'd like to ask you to like, comment, and subscribe to our videos. I've got the rest of the wave ready to go. I'm just going to start filming that. I'd like to thank Nerdhaven Collectibles for supplying us with this figure. Once again, this is Haggis for Just a Bunch of Nerds, and have a great day.